Hello and welcome back to Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. I have no memory of what I did last time. Okay, we have Fracture Hills that we can't finish because we don't have a thing. We don't have a power-up, so we should continue onwards. Anyways, yeah. Between back then and now, I realized one of my memory sticks was, defective. I wonder if that fixes my Fallout New Vegas crashing problem. Probably not. Though I have to say it was quite fun. Not fun. No. It was quite reassuring that I found a problem. Because to a lot of people it's like, oh great, you know, you found a problem. But with the way I see it, finding a problem is a lot better than finding no problem when you know there's a problem. Okay, let's go into Magma Cove. Because when you know there's a problem, but you can't find the problem, and it just keeps blue screening your computer randomly, that's a lot worse than knowing that something is wrong and how to fix it. I should email Kingston about the warranty. Hopefully they just send me a stick back. These were two individual sticks I purchased, so should make RMAing it not a problem. And I know it's like, oh, why the sticks individual? Don't ask such silly questions, okay? I guess such really stupid questions, but that's the way we roll. What do you want?
Spyro!
I suppose you're here for the party. It's been cancelled because the Earth-shapers have set off a volcano. Well, let's teach them why setting off a, ow. Volcano is bad. There you go. So we're gonna have to get one of those powers. Aw, fuck. I should really be maybe a little bit more careful. Where is it? One of those bastards is over there somewhere. Okay. This? Oi! There we go. Then we can't get up there, so... yeah, why not? Anyways, yeah, let's continue. A thing which I've been thinking about quite a lot is, repetition in, you know, 3D platformers. Or I guess in games in general, because it's one of those arguments where, like, the second half of Mario Galaxy 1 is basically playing the same game again, you know, with the different controls. However, it's still really fun, because it's a good game. Meanwhile, you know, if you have the same thing in Bubsy, nobody would care to play as, like, Golden Bubsy. Ah, damn it. I have to go back up there. But you see what I mean. So, like, I was thinking, you know, what if to make Mario 64 longer, I mean, they could have added Luigi as like, oh yeah, it's the extra Luigi, now you have to collect the green Luigi stars. Cause, you know, there's no reason why they couldn't have implemented that on the Nintendo 64. I mean, yeah, the game was on an 8 megabyte cartridge, but like, let's be real here, that's, like, a singular Luigi model? I guess the voice lines would have added on some file size, but they're not very big or long. And then the, like, only other real requirement would be, you know, having the stars have a green model. And some, like, gameplay stuff, but that's basically free. So, yeah, I don't know. And then I'm thinking, like, you know, that could have really extended, you know, the video game for a lot of people. But then the question is, would that feel like bloat? And it all really depends on the way the games are structured. Like, you know, in Spyro, it does feel like bloat when I'm forced out of a level so I can return back later with a, you know, new set of power-ups that can fully finish the level. That is annoying. But Mario 64 does the same sort of thing with the caps, and it works fine over there. So really, it's not about the mechanics themselves, but with the way the game is constructed around them and the way that those mechanics interact with the rest of the game. Spyro specifically is a game about, well, two things. One of them is flaming, and the other one is shooting. That's the real, like, fuck. That's the real Divergent gameplay. You either flame an enemy if you can't, you know, shoot them, or you shoot the enemy if you can't flame them. Or get an ability that lets you get them later. But, you know, generally speaking, that kind of dynamic stuff is what Spyro is basically all about. So, when you run into situations like, something in the water. No, those are just magma bubbles. When you run into situations like, the annoying power-ups or whatever, they kind of take you out of the game experience, especially if you've played the original game. It's kind of like how in Mario, like, the, power-ups, especially in Galaxy or whatever, right? And I guess also the possessions in Odyssey are all coming from the basis of Mario 64's caps, because in Mario 64, you know, you had caps, and therefore in, you know, they were like temporary gameplay changes that would, you know, change up how the game works. And that's at the basis for other things, but Spyro 1 had no such basis, and then it feels shoehorned in Spyro 2. Check out this cave I found. Let's play a little game. First little popcorn pops. Grab 10 crystals. Oi. Fuck. Yeah. Ah! Okay. Bastard! He's gonna catch up to me. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
He's an orb. Yeah, thanks. He's gonna ask me to do it again, but he's gonna be harder about it, right?
I'll give you another.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready when you are. This is gonna be annoying as fuck, isn't it? Yeah, it is. No. Ah, fuck. I have an idea. You just follow him. But this is really hard with the camera. And... yeah, you would want to ideally... yeah, grab it before he does. But that's easier said than done. Aye! You, no! He's gonna win. No!
You're pretty.
Bastard. Okay. I know what I have to do, though. Not only... Okay. I'm just gonna shut up, okay? Huh? Fuck! No! Jesus, sec. No! Oh my god, he can... Fuck you.
You're really...
If you ask me to do this one more time, I'm gonna go insane. But we got 40 orbs. Okay. Is this it? Can I go out now? I can. Yeah, and once more... Stupid, annoying minigames add nothing to the game except misery for me. And maybe enjoyment for thee, I don't know. How do I even... I guess up here. No, I have to go around. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because there is a lot to be said about how in, you know, Spyro 1, all of your abilities are available from the very beginning, and in Spyro 2, you keep having to learn new ones, and the ones you do learn can sometimes be only situational, and, you know, that sort of stuff. And it's not that it isn't fun, it's just... I don't know. I feel like a bit of the magic gets lost. Oh, it's you again.
Well, if it isn't...
Okay, yeah, have my money. Okay. Oh, extra lives. Huh. Not only that, but a lot of them. Okay, well, we should be going back down there considering there's, like... Well, there's that guy trying to do that in the hole. Shit, how do I kill this guy, though? Like, This is really weird. Oh, I'm stupid. I see the trick. I feel like a specific YouTuber known for his old-timey let's plays. Someone who was bad at the game that he was playing. But unlike him, I will admit when I make a mistake, and I won't yeah, just throw a rock at his head, sure. You know, and unlike him, I'm not going to blame the video game for my own incompetence. Oh yeah, by the way, another thing I've seen, somebody is actually porting Mario 64 to the PS1, something which I have long said was completely possible. Yeah, somebody's doing it to prove, well, to prove that it is possible, and by proxy, prove that I am correct. And it's one of those things where, there are a lot of these really funny, disingenuous arguments that I've seen, because believe it or not, there are people who still have genuine stakes in a console from 1996. And at least, the thing is, right, at least with the PlayStation, at least it sold well, you know, but I have some problems with the, you know, my childhood, you know, arguments or whatever, but I find it really funny how a lot of people talk about stuff like the texture warping or whatever when... Then I also, like, it's kind of funny. On one hand, I see people call PS1 games pixelated and, like, they're full of texture warping, and then they see a video of a PS1 game looking essentially the exact way it would look on, like, you know, an LCD on modern hardware, and then they accuse you of using, like, upscaling or whatever, when I'm not. I've told you before, I avoid upscaling, you know, everything, because I feel like there's a specific level of artistry that is just kind of lost when you upscale a game. Huh? Oh, you gotta be shitting me. But yeah, like, that's my take on the whole upscaling stuff, but it is kind of funny watching people accuse me of upscaling stuff because they are just not convinced the PS1 made games which look like this, or that this is somehow less impressive than, you know, whatever is currently the movie they personally enjoyed. I'm going to die here. But yeah, it is really just one of those childhood things where, you know, it doesn't matter what you say, you know, this game was, well, at least we have some lives. You know, like, this game, Spyro, obviously wasn't the childhood of the person, you know, calling the PS1, you know, the cause of all of humanity's problems, and the N64, it's a great savior. Like, sure, whatever. But also, like, on the other hand, there's literally no changing, you know, their minds. So it's one of those things where you shouldn't bother unless it gives you personal satisfaction to, like, ask them the questions for whatever reason. I know, in my personal opinion, it is kind of interesting to try to see how, like... Oh, yo, no, oh my god. Okay, I won't do that next time. But yeah, like, there is some satisfaction to be gained. Okay, it, you know, trying to see, you know, them basically argue their way into an unwinnable position, because it does happen quite often with fanboys. They're fanboys. They. But yeah, that's it should be on you. This is my honest thought, right? It's kind of half on you if you expect a fanboy to be actually, like, coherent and accurate in their defense of a game, or, like, in their attacking of a thing they don't like. Like, I've seen somebody just dismiss Resident Evil and Silent Hill as a series because they don't like them. Therefore, like, you know... I think the funniest thing I've seen is, fans of, like, why do you never work? Fans of really specific games, like, there are some people who are, like, fans of the N64 wrestling games, which, I guess that's big in the US, but like, you know, in the rest of the world, wrestling is not really a thing most people care about. There we go. Have to use the D-pad. Oh, dear God. No! Oh my God. Okay. There we go. Has that fixed it? Yes. Yes, it has. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna fall into lava and die again, aren't I? Oh, hold on a minute. Maybe not. But yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff to do here. What do you want? Hey, Spyro. Yeah, what are the lava monsters? Oh, no. I have to get these, right? Oh my God. Please don't tell me I'll have to get all of these in one. So we got 2. Will that reset? Let's see. I think it may. Yeah, it does. But does it reset between flights? Because I don't think there's any way to get all of them. Yeah. Shoot? Yeah, okay. The auto-aim is pretty generous, at least. Fuck, okay. I'm gonna have to go and replace this. Okay, they don't respawn, which is good. I guess they only respawn if you die, which, I mean, I guess fair enough, you know? Shoot him? JK. If the other minigames were like this, I wouldn't really have that big of a problem with them, you know? It's the fact most minigames aren't like this that's the problem. Where are the other ones? Oh, there's one up here. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. I'd rather not die. Not after 9 out of 12, you know? Okay, I'm gonna have to shoot one more and then fly back up for a recharge. Once I'm very happy that, okay, so one of them's up there, the other one's down there. For once, I'm very happy that this game hasn't, like, seriously sped up flying. Because normally I felt it was really slow, but for this, honestly, I wish there was some way to, like, pump the brakes and float in place. But that would, you know, kill the challenge. Anyways, yeah, come on. Just one more. I can just... yeah. Slide in. Shoot him. He's dead.
Thanks.
Yeah. So we got the third one. Let's just collect the remaining gems, though, yeah, why not? I will have to shoot down a lot of these. There's like one over here, one over here. Is that it? I think it is. But where do they land? Okay, there's one. And the other one is somewhere. Okay, I see it, I see it. Oh. Yeah, okay, we're done. Let's exit the level. Why not? Okay, we're back over here. So there's like one more level. Or we can do the boss fight in the next episode. Or we can do... what is this level? Icy speed. No, 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 no. Is there another level that's not a speedway? Because if there is, that's what we're doing next time. If it's not, well, we'll do whatever else. I heard most of the levels are for some reason in this world. And, yeah, it feels like this is the last level. Yeah. And then we have, to do the boss fight. So, join me next time when... we do the boss. See you then. Goodbye. Oh no. Oh. Well, goodbye, Spyro.